Hey, welcome back to Cards and Comics, and today I've got another box opening video. 95 Finest Baseball. So if you looked at some of my older videos, you'll notice that I opened up a box of 95 Finest Update, and I was able to pull this card, which is a Derek Jeter refractor, and obviously the best card in that product. And yeah, I'm going to try to hit some regular refractors out of the base set. So this is the Griffeys, the Thomas, the main Hall of Famers are in this set. And yeah, so if you watch that video and judging by the view count, you probably have it. Go back and watch it, and it'll be fun, and we'll compare it to this video, and we'll get started. So we got a box of 1995 Finest. I've never opened a box of this. This is one of the products I missed. So this is like when I was probably like a sophomore, junior in high school. So I was not as, no, I wasn't collecting, but box openings weren't something that me and my dad did as collectors too often. So there it is. There's your Power Kings, Flamethrowers, refractor. So I think the bottom line is we'll get 2 refractors in the box. At least that's what we got on the update. Oh man, box is hard to open, and I don't know if there's a box top or not. There's a big piece of cardboard. And let's look at these odds. I remember back in the day when there was only so many inserts, you could actually read the odds. Nowadays, you got to get a magnifying glass out to read the odds, but here we go. Flamethrowers are 1 in 48. Power Kings 1 in 24, and Refractors 1 in 12. So, based on that mathematical equation, the box should, being a 24 count box, should have 1 Power King, 2 Refractors, and half a Flamethrower card. All right, now these cards are interesting because they have these cool little protectors on them. So even if they're stuck together, the cards should not be damaged. So let's see, pack 1. And this box was a little grimy. That usually means it was stored where there's some moisture. So cards I can feel are a little sticky, but again, with the cool invention of the protector, we should not have any problems with condition. All right. So here we go, starting. I'll get a little closer. Try not to kill you with my camera touching. All right, here we go. Mike Messina, Hall of Famer. Deion Sanders, very good player. Rondell White, good player for a few years. One little stuck card here. And again, the good thing about this is they're not stuck like they're going to get damaged, so that's what makes this a little bit more fun. All right, Rondell White, Rod Beck, Jose Canseco, Chuck Knobloch, and Matt Weiss. All right, so that's our first pack of this new box of 95 Finest. The it's almost, can you imagine, like, and pretty soon it's going to be 30 years since this was produced. I mean, that's just kind of crazy. That's like when I was a kid, I used to always pit sets in reference to like when I was born. Like, oh, the 61 set was made 13 years, or was 13 years before I was born. And now I'm like, oh, this product came out like, I don't know, 20-something years ago. Yeah, I'm old. And so, yeah, it's not as fun to think about that anymore. All right, Danny Tartable, Ryan Thompson. Here we go, David Justice, Lance Johnson, Jack McDowell, and Chuck Finley. Now, the cool thing about this set again is it really has inserts for, I think, the first time ever in the whole Finest catalog. So this is our first chance to see an actual Finest inserts. And they didn't really carry inserts on, because you remember 96 and 97, they went back to this kind of like gold, and the cards themselves were inserts, and they didn't actually have inserts, but they had the different colors of cards, and so they used that as inserts. So it's interesting. In '95, they said, "Hey, let's have inserts," and then after that, we said, let's go back to just harder to get base cards." Tom Candiotti. Very few people know Candiotti had a huge vintage and rookie card collection. Candiotti was one of the first people in the SMR that was kind of highlighted back in the day, and he talked about his collecting and sort of like how he got started and and what he had, and he had a big collection. Everyone knows Dimitri Young, but Candiotti kind of even was before Dimitri Young. Now, Roberto Kelly, Ryan Klesko, who was good, Roberto Hernandez, who was good, DeShields, and Bobby Ayala. So we haven't really hit many big stars yet, but we're 3 packs in. We're being hopeful. Hopefully, we're not gonna get one of these weird Topps error boxes. And if it's an error box, we hope it's the error where there's 30 refractors and not 0. So Armando Benitez. Again, sorry for the glare. I'm still figuring out how to record in this room. I don't want to go to special lighting, but I think I'm going to have to, probably just because it's hard to, with all these cards, it's hard to not get glare when you're especially dealing with these like shiny cards. Larry Walker, Jose Valentin, Rick Aguilera, and Kirby Puckett. That's a cool one. I was a big fan of Puck. I was really sad to see him be kind of a piece of crap after it all came out and done. Knobloch and Dalton. But yeah, unfortunately, he definitely was not the coolest of dudes when it was all said and done. I think that it hurts, man. Like legacies, things like that. And he was such a part of his legacy was just he was such a good dude. People like Kirby Puckett as just a guy, and now it's definitely not the case. And then unfortunately he passed before he could really atone for anything, Sandy Alomar, and so he kind of died virtually with the last thing people remembered of him as being Edgar Martinez. A douchebag. So yeah, it's hard. I think it's probably hard for his family too, because I'm sure he could have done some things to help that. But yeah, he couldn't repair the damage totally, but he could at least led a better life for a while and done some good things to help even it out. So it's unfortunate. Matt Wieters, Travis Fryman, Hal Morris. But that's what happens when Roberto Alomar, I think, just got a lifetime ban from baseball, and that dude was, already had one major incident that almost kept him in the Hall of Fame, and now he's pretty much can't be a part of baseball because of his, idiocy, and so I think that's hard. If you were a hardcore collector of those guys, and then all of a sudden when you're, kind of the guys you collect turn into be, giant assholes. That's just, it's hard. Mike Stanley, Jack McDowell, Brett Butler, Mark McGuire. That is one of the things about collecting. I think it's the second McGuire, maybe. Dante Bichette, Scott Cooper. It's one thing about collecting vintage. At least you kind of sort of know. Unless you're Ty Cobb and then someone writes a book about you well after you died and say a bunch of crazy things about you that people think is true and then it's not true. Yeah, so anyone doesn't know, like the Ty Cobb biography that was written, and in fact they made a movie out of, basically a lot of it was made up, and and just and just gets crazy. Ty Cobb wasn't a great dude, but he wasn't as bad, Chuck Knobloch, as that movie and book made him out to be. And I think that Sammy Sosa, I think that is a tough thing is, people took it as fact because he couldn't move on. kind of like defend himself, and then people finally kind of put it together and said like, this is just crazy, like half the crap in here doesn't make any sense. So yeah, another Kirby P.E.K.K.A. And so this is what I found with the first box of 95 Finest was terrible collation. So, and if you remember that box, I didn't get a single Jeter card, just a base Jeter until I pulled the refractor. So I actually would have got 0 base Jeter 95 Finest, which is a cool card that I wish I would have got a few of just to have a few cards of, another pocket. But I didn't get a single base card because I kept getting all these doubles and doubles and doubles, and I'm hoping we don't see that where we get 30 of like one player, unless it's like Griffey or somebody like that. And so hopefully this is not what this is going to turn into. But tops in those days, there's Joe Girardi. I did a video about he's got a chance to be a Hall of Famer. It's probably not a great chance, Doug Drabek, but it just depends on the teams. I mean, the Phillies are kind of mediocre. He's got 1,000 wins already, so he might make it. But yeah, 95 Finest. I mean, Topps didn't really care about collation back in the day, and and kind of like people putting sets together, or things like that. I mean, it was not top of their list, evidently, because this is, yeah, I mean, we've already seen multiple doubles already, and we haven't hit a single, let's say, top tier player yet. So here's Tim Wallach, Kenny Rogers, there's Pedro. So I mean, I guess McGuire is pretty good, to hit Charles Nagy, but for me, it's really Griffey's and Thomas and players like that. Wade Boggs, Bichetti. So we had a few good players. I'm not saying Puckett, McGuire, Boggs, those kind of guys aren't good, but I want at least one base Griffey card out of the box, and that's what I said about the Jeter. I said, let me open this box, and if I at least get one base Jeter, I'll be happy because it's a cool card, and I actually don't have the base Jeter from that set. And the Griffey from the set, even a PSA 10, with and without protector, is a pretty, it's not horribly expensive, but, at least it's worth something. And, so it'd be fun just to get one and send it in. See, another Edgar Martinez. That's another Palmeiro. I mean, this is almost a completely double pack. So Reggie Sanders. I mean, I've got, I think, all these cards before. Maybe not completely, but again, majority of that pack was doubles. And so this is, yeah, very similar to my other video where it's just a lot of doubles. So we'll see if this continues. Now, the good thing about that one is that the doubles I didn't get were the refractors. So obviously different sheets and different collation for the refractor. So maybe that's a good thing that, the refractors will be cards I haven't hit, and I haven't hit any of the big time, Hall of Famers here. So maybe that's the bright spot. I don't know. Don't want to be too negative. We're not even halfway in. We haven't hit a single insert yet or a single refractor. So if we stop the video today, or right now, this would be a giant 0 for this box. All rude. There's Barry Bonds. So this is one of the ones back in the day that would have been considered Coolio. So I'll put Mr. Bonds back there. Yeah, I think he eventually gets in the Hall of Fame. I think he actually gets in. I think they may do some sort of... If he doesn't get in, I think he'll get in two ways. One is he'll just get in. Like, they'll just like wait to the last absolute second to let him in. Or they don't let him in. And then, but, they kind of collude with the Hall of Fame and say, look, let's create like a special wing for the guys who were the steroid users and keep them in one spot in the Hall of Fame, and kind of so that they're not like, with the rest of the Hall of Famers, and make a special little section about, steroid and all that. So that could be what they do, and then kind of get them all in there at the same time. Dave Hollins, Manny Ramirez. So it's kind of an early Manny. Bip Roberts. There's Jeff Montgomery. So I didn't even know they had like horizontal cards in this set. I've never even looked at this card. On the Joe Girardi. There's a Mike Piazza. There we go. So that's a second pretty good player. I like Mike Piazza. It's kind of crazy how Piazza really has not kept the value. When I was a kid, Piazza was a big time hit. I mean, he was a great catcher in terms of hitting, and for a few years he was a good defensively. But I mean, I'm just saying, like, he was a big stud, for a lot of years, and so people, it's just something like with Cal Ripken. Cal Ripken's getting some more due now, but when I was in 87, 88, Cal Ripken was the guy. It wasn't until Griffey really came along, and then later, a little later, Bonds, but Ripken was the dude for quite a while too. So that is definitely, a card I would have loved back in definitely 95. There's Albert Bell, John Lieber, Kevin Mitchell, David Justice, another David Justice, Alan Watson, Rick Aguilera, and John Franco. All right, so yeah, we're a lot of packs in. I don't know how many. I haven't been counting. So, yeah, nothing great so far. That's a little. I mean, we haven't hit an insert, we haven't hit a refractor, so again, maybe it'll be towards the end. The refractor in my box, I believe, was really towards the end as well. So on my 95 set, I hit the refractors towards the end, I believe. I think the Jeter was in the last third. So we'll see what we get here. Another Dalton, Ruben Sierra, Doug Drabeck, double, Manny Ramirez, double, Bernie Williams, I'm not sure, Benez, not sure, and Barry Larkin, I believe that's the first Barry. So it's not every pack's full of doubles, but it's a lot of doubles. A lot of doubles. Not getting the base that I was hoping, but here we go. Craig Biggio, Hall of Famer. Craig Biggio. There's another Kirby Puckett. I believe that's the third or fourth Puckett we've seen. There is Delgado. I was going to laugh at that. It was like Alomar right behind Puckett. Okay. I think that's a Larry Walker. All right. Wetland. So some Hall of Famers in the pack. Another Craig Biggio on the back. Way to go, Tops. Way to go. Yeah. So if you're opening this product, just get ready for the double. So it's not fun unless you're getting the Griffey Jr. and Frank Thomas doubles. But yeah, that's what it is. Get lots of doubles. And again, these were not kept the greatest. The packs are very sticky. Just the packs themselves, not the cards, just the packs. You can tell this was not kept in a humidity-free area, so it's good to see the cards not damaged or warped or the weird greening or missing parts of the card like some of these I've seen. Carlos Baerga. I was a big fan of Baerga. I actually have his in-person auto back in the day. Another Joe Girardi, Burkett, and a Randy Johnson. That's the first Randy Johnson we've hit. So it looks like we're getting a few new cards mixed in with every new pack. So I got hope we'll hit the Griffey. But no inserts yet. And again, we should be hitting 2 refractors and a couple inserts in this box. And we've hit nothing yet. So this is not a John Wetland, Jack McDowell. I when I was a kid, I did one of those, again, in person or sent away for a auto of McDowell, and he sent me a flyer about his band. It was really cool, and I still have it. I still have his auto. That auto he sent me. There's Piazza, so I already have one. So there's a good double, in my opinion. Delano DeShields. It's Brian McRae. Barry Larkin, and Greg Vaughn, who was a really good player. All right, we're getting down to 2, 4, 6, 7 packs. So we got through 17 packs, it looks like, and I haven't hit a single insert, haven't hit a single Griffey or top tier Hall of Famer. I like saying that just to make the folks upset that Craig Biggio isn't a top tier Hall of Famer, folks, but get mad. Just going by prices, guys. Nothing against ability, just prices. All right. 2 Pirates in a row. You know this is going to be a bad pack. Merced. Mike Bordick. Oh, three Pirates in a pack. Oh my God, Don Slott. It's the Pirate pack, and that cannot be good. Deion Sanders, Hankin, and was not good pack. So it's definitely a bad pack when you got multiple Pirates from the 90s in the pack. Even though the 90s Pirates are good, besides Bonds, there's no players kind of hot. And by 95, he was with the Giants, and the Pirates kind of sucked at this point. Very sad and tragic. Like Lieberthal, Javi Lopez, who was really good for a long time. Alex Cole. Oh, man. Jay Bell on the back. As a Pirate still. Darren Lewis. Oop. Had one escape. And Jeff Conine and Brady Anderson. So, oh, there's one. I don't want to lose faith, but I'm starting to not feel great about this box. And again, this is what you get for opening these older boxes. Sometimes you really get lucky, and sometimes you get the big stink eye. And Will Cordero, Lee Smith, so that's a new one. There's a Frank Thomas. So at least we hit one of the 2 big studs from this product. Not the refractor, but hey. Lou Whitaker, Joe Carter, and Carlos Garcia. Carlos Garcia from the Pirates. All right, so that makes me feel better. At least we hit the Frank Thomas. I know it's a very low bar right now for what this box is delivering. Yeah, I don't think this box has been messed with. I just think this is Topps being Topps. All right, Kevin Napier, Aaron Selly, Jose Canseco, Tim Lansing. This is kind of interesting. Like, is this a different card? Finest rookie. Jose Oliva. Okay. I never really noticed that they had a different design for the rookies. It's interesting. Look at that. Todd Hundley and Will Cordero. So I don't know, guys. I mean, I think we're going to get skunked. I don't think I'm not feeling good about this. We'll see. I mean, this is, unfortunate if we don't get anything. Fred McGriff, Pena, Garcia. Okay, there's a Power Kings. So there's one of the hits we were supposed to get. Again, no refractors, and I think that is obviously what everyone's at. So it's Jeff Bagwell, Power Kings. Cool insert. I don't really know much about them. I don't even remember seeing those as a kid, like enough to even collect them. So there's one insert. Otis Nixon, Jason Bure, and Danny Tartable. Got 2 packs left. Are we going to get a refractor in each pack? Is this how this is going to end? With something like that? Or is it going to be heartache and disappointment? All right, we will see. Sean Dunston. John Burkett. Chad Curtis. Mark Grease. Bernie Williams. Sean Dunston. Yeah, this is not good. Freaking A. No refractors in the freaking box. None. Freaking Topps. I mean, unless we missed them. Just, yeah, nothing. Just, steaming pile of poo. All right. That's the whole box. I'll open up so you didn't have to. And yeah, nothing awesome there. So, all right. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.